Well, hey everybody, this is Jen, the Alpha Gal Chef in 30 minutes or less. Today we're making chicken soup for the Alpha Gal soul. It's going to be hearty and rich and very warming on these cool fall evenings. And I'm going to take this rotisserie chicken, pull the meat off. What do you do with the bones? Throw them away? Not in my house. I'm going to cook this down infused with bay leaf, clove, onion, and garlic, carrots, celery, and onion, and I'm going to leach all that goodness from those bones. It's so good for your body, and it is your flu shot for the season. Very fine little bubbles. It's not a rolling boil. They're very fine simmer. Also to extract the most out of the bone marrow, basically the stem cells, the things that heighten our immune system, and I'm cooking those bones down and I'm fortifying it with herbs and vegetables so it's nutrient rich and dense. You know, this is our flu shot. This is the flu shot that human beings need to get. And throw some mushrooms in there. The mushrooms are full of beta glucans, which is one of the #1 things for fighting off any flu. Mushrooms are rich in vitamin D, so paired along with the bone marrow and all the good stuff that comes out of these bones and vegetables. Chili pepper in there to help dilation and get the blood flowing. You could even throw a little bit of ginger if you don't mind that slight taste of ginger. You can put a little bit of ginger in there, and that helps to keep the blood flowing well and keep you sweating along with the peppers. Turmeric and black pepper in here, which is going to work for inflammation and helping to lower that inflammation in the body. But bone broth is fundamentally vital for good health and to keep you warm and satisfied. Chicken soup for the soul, for sure. Well, hey everybody, as you can see, I've got my last 30 minutes of the bone broth simmering, and then I'm going to transfer it over into this really large stock pot. Leave me with a beautiful clean broth to add all my next round of veggies in. Utilizing anything that you desire in this. I have a base recipe that I use, and it has onions and garlic, potatoes, carrots, and celery. And then I'll put some parsley and cilantro in that. But today I want to use up a little bit more of the ingredients that I have laying around. So I'm going to add some mushrooms, some cabbage. I've got the other half of the jalapeno from the meal yesterday. I've got some stems that are still tender and not woody of asparagus. I have some lettuces that I haven't used up, and lettuces are phenomenal. People think that you can only eat these raw in a salad, but they are great in soup broths, especially like these little light leafies or escarole that make a phenomenal salad. And since I have a hot savory thing going here, I'm gonna add just a little bit of lemon to give that hot sour Asian kind of flair to it. With that jalapeno is going to be terrific. And one thing I wanted to share when I was making my initial stock over there, cooking those bones down with all the vegetables, is you don't have to peel your onions. Certainly take the very outerest papery layer off and leave all the under layers and just wash them real good. There is a lot of bioflavonoids and really good components in the onion skin. Very, very good for you. And I don't know if there's quercetin in those or not. There might be quercetin in the skins, but people just peel them and throw them away, and that is the perfect thing to put in a stock because you're going to drain it off, but you can leach out all those phenomenal nutrients and phytonutrients that are in the skin. No reason to lose out on any of that goodness whenever you are making something to boost your immune system. They have everything in there that's good to lower histamine reaction, get your body fighting in a good way, not over fighting, but fighting what needs to be fought and not fighting against your own healthy body, as in the case with autoimmune diseases and things that cause inflammation. So there you go with the carrot. We're going to do the onion, and sometimes we'll throw some noodles in here, but because I am grain free due to my allergies with this Alpha Gal, you know, I could put some rice in it. And the celery, my favorite thing to do with the celery, and a lot of people probably throw this part away too. I love the hearts. To me, it's like eating hearts of palm or anything else. The hearts, they're buttery. This piece here is so buttery. The leaves have so much nutrition in them. Put your leaves in just the good. The chickens will get this dark stuff. And I was gonna put spinach in, but it already had turned on me and I couldn't use it. But spinach would be really, really good in a chicken soup. It'd be a good iron. And my mushrooms, I add about half of those. One of my children do not like mushrooms. The other one has come to love mushrooms. I didn't like mushrooms growing up either, but the more educated you get on food and you know how it's working for you and what it can accomplish and giving you good health and strength, you make friends with this stuff. And you know what? After about 3 weeks of eating anything that you're not comfortable with or you don't like, your body develops a palate for it. So, you know, whenever your kids say that they don't like anything, or your husband or anybody, if you can convince them, just go with the flow, keep it up. After 3 or 4 weeks, if you don't like it, then we won't cook it for you. At least that gives a chance. Then the kids say no, they don't want any of it, when you know it's so good for them. Okay. This again will allow some good heat in there. Go great with that chili pepper that's already in there. I tend to like in chicken soup more of the red pepper and not the green. I like greens for beef and different things, but not for chicken and light meat. I tend to like the red peppers better, but I'm gonna put 1/4 of that in there. I've got a little bit of cabbage. Cabbage is really, really good for your body. Colon, it's got good nutrients for intestinal health. It's good for weight loss. I'll make it fine. Never going to have it really big, but fine will be really nice in this. Put that in there. And this again, this is a 30-minute thing. You stick all your vegetables and everything in that initial pot and you let it cook all day, and then you come back here and for about 15 minutes, you cut up these veggies, let it cook for another 30 minutes or so, and you are done. You're ready to eat. I don't like big chunks of potatoes, but I do like them more on the smaller side. And I don't like too many potatoes because they will soak up a lot of fluid, and we don't want to lose our broth. So I'm only going to stick with 2. Well, maybe just this one actually. You could put corn in this if you wanted. Okay, I'm not going to put the cilantro or the parsley in until about the last 10 minutes when I throw in my chicken, because we want those to be kind of fresh in there. There's a little bit more garlic. Second round of garlic and onions. I took the root out of the garlic to mellow it out. Garlic is good. And we've got our asparagus ends. I don't want any woody ones in there. And you know what? I leave the stems on for the most part whenever I cook the soup down, but we don't really want the stems here. I'll take those stems off. They impart a lot of nutrients. Stems are good. stems and leaves. Love herbs. Herbs, bitter herbs. I usually eat all my bitter stuff in salads and juices. Bitter is better. Bitter is very good for the gut. It's good for digestion. You want bitter things in your life. And that was something I had to make a friend with because I hated bitter sour, no mustard, didn't really like vinegar or pickles, didn't like sour things, but the more educated I got, the older I got, you know, my body started craving it. Your body is very, very smart. And if you start getting a craving, even if it's something you've not eaten before, start eating it. Your body knows where the nutrients is and what it needs. And it will crave what it needs. So if you're having digestive issues, then that's where you want to go with the fermented foods and the vinegars. They have digestive enzymes and probiotics, and it's super, super good. So I'm only going to use probably about half of that and the other half in a salad. So we'll just kind of rough chop this, put that in like it was an herb. Take anything out that looks brown, don't want that in there. Don't want brown lettuce at all. I would like a little bit of this red. Colors, vibrancy, rainbow things are important too. You have different nutrients in your colors, different antioxidants, phytonutrients. So you want to get a good spectrum. I might saute this in a little olive oil and eat it with some rice. That would be good. So I'm going to strain this off, put everything in the pot, and then I'll be back. Okay, well, I've strained my soup off. You could always go back through the chicken that's in the pot and pull all the little pieces off, and you can save those and add them to your dish. I like to continue to strain. If there's any leftovers, then I just put it in that pot. So we're just gonna take and put all these beautiful vegetables in here. If there's not enough water, you could add some more water and then just up the salt. It's got everything you need in here. So there we go. I'm just gonna cook this down, then I'm gonna add the herbs and the chicken that I've saved from the carcass. I'm gonna shred that up and put it in, and then we'll be ready to plate up. Okay, at this point, I've got about my last 10 or 15 minutes of cooking to do. I've got the chicken shredded up and put in some good amount of black pepper in this. I squeezed my lemon in it, put my herbs in. Typically I use a sea salt, about a teaspoon of salt in there. Onion powder tends to clog up. So a little onion powder, a little bit more garlic powder. I have some Bragg's amino in at the very end. I'm not going to cook that in. I'm going to taste it for salt after, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the Bragg's at the very last minute when I'm sure if it needs more salt. Just put a little bit, probably about a teaspoon or so to start with. And if you don't want the Bragg's, you do not have to put it in there. Just make sure you get enough mineral-rich salt, meaning pink Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt, not table salt. That's perfect. Might add a little bit more pepper, but it is good to go. I'm gonna let this all cook down, and I'll be back.